This fabric is a Tula Pink fabric, and along the selvage edge, which most fabrics you'll find this, there'll be some dots of color, and these are the colors that were used in the run of this fabric. These were the colors that the designer created this fabric design with. So we're going to look at this for a little bit, and I'm going to randomly pulled some fabrics and we'll see what we come up with here. This is a Tula Pink chipper, and it matches. We have several matches of the color, so that would work. Here's an orange. This is just a Kona cotton. That orange would work. You can see that orange in the flowers. This would not work because it's got blue in it, and we don't have blue on the run here. We have the pink and we have the lavender, but we don't have the blue, so this would not be suitable. This is another Tula Pink fabric, and this would work with this. You can see that it has the chartreuse color, it has the aqua color, it has the pink color, it has the dark green color. So this would work. So we could use that. This is also a fabric that would work. This is a Tula Pink fabric as well, and it's got that aqua color and it's got the pink color, so that would work. And this is a peach. That peach color would work. Here's another peach, a little bit darker, but I think that would still work. Here's another peach, polka dot. Not necessarily that I would use that fabric, but it would work. This has a bright orange in it, which isn't really reflected in this fabric or in the run here. I think you could get away with it, but I think it might be a little too loud. So we'll leave that one to the side. Same with this. The squirrel has the pink. It's got the orange. It's got a darker orange that's not really in here. So it might work, it might not work. I would probably put it to the side. And this is a Tula Pink fabric as well, and it has that orange in the dot, and it also has that pink. This fabric we know would work. Here's a pink fabric, and that pink fabric is this bluish pink that's in here, and that would work. All these chartreuse colors would work. That chartreuse is right there, and so these colors, we know all these fabrics would work. Again, not necessarily that I would put them together with this, but I might. It's just kind of fun. Here's a dark green, and here's this green would work because as the green, it has the chartreuse and it has the aqua in there, so that would work. And then this would work as well. It's the chartreuse color. So you can kind of see, you can pull a variety of fabrics. They don't all have to be from the same designer, but as long as you have matched up the color dots on the side, you'll find that they will blend with the design of the fabric that you are working with, the colors, not necessarily the design, but the colors. So we have a nice stack of things that we could choose from there that would all be fun to work with on this quilt, and you could do different things with it. So this might be a fun fabric for a binding for a quilt of this nature. You could see that along the edge. So just give yourself some freedom to explore outside the box a little bit, and you'll find that color doesn't have to be so intimidating. This is a really easy way to get started. And we're going to explore the various tools now that you can use besides just the selvage on the fabric. So I'm going to put together, I have this put together for you, a PDF color wheel that you can download if you don't have one. And it has, when you're looking at a complementary color, you want to look exactly opposite on the color wheel. So if you have a yellow fabric, you would look for a violet, okay? So that would be a complementary color. If you have a yellow green, let's say a chartreusey green, you would look for this purpley color on the opposite side, and that would be your complementary color. So those two you can see would go together. They'd go together well. Okay, let's see what else we have here. We have red violets, or kind of pinky, in the pinky tones. Well, let's do the oranges first. How about the orange? And we would go across from the orange, and you can see that blue would be the color directly across on the wheel. Now, we decided we weren't going to use the blue in that, but you could see that blue would be a good color with the orange. You often see navy and orange together. Pinks, okay, let's look at our pinks. Kind of in the red violet tone. And then again, the chartreuse is going to work with that. So that's how you would use the color wheel to look for your complementary colors, okay? And we'll go more in depth in this. I'm going to divide it down so that we're talking about complementary colors, split complementary, and tertiary. And we will talk about analogous colors, schemes, and I will show you all of those. We're going to break them down 1 week at a time. So that's something that you'll be looking forward to. This is something I wanted to share with you. I have a Kona Cotton Solid card, which is a fun thing to kind of look at when you're looking at fabrics. In my own stash, sometimes I'll think, well, I've got a fabric that is this color and I want something to go with it. So I would look on my color wheel and I'd see my blue-green, and I know that a red-orange, the red-orange line up in here would complement these colors right here. So that can kind of give you a jumping off place to look at as well. The Kona Cotton cards, you can buy them from Kaufman Fabrics, and I think they run about $25, $30. At least they did when I bought this one, so they may be more now. Anyway, it's a good tool to have. It's just a fun reference to have for you. The 3-in-1 color tool, we're going to give one of these away tomorrow with a Kona Cotton fabric bundle little charm pack that will be brights, Kona Cotton brights. And I will teach you how to use this tool as we go along. This is another mini color wheel. Annalie has these at the shop at Daydreams Quilt and Sew in Idaho Falls. So if you're out that way, or I'm sure you could go online and order it from her. But this is the same thing. You're going to find your base color, and let's look at this green. And we're going to look for a purple on the other side. So we would look for a purpley color. And this is more purpley, I think, than blue. Yeah. So you can see those would go together well. So that kind of gives you an idea of what you can do with regard to that. So we'll do that. This is also another color wheel. And what this allows you to do is you can put your fabric right under the color wheel, and you can dial in the color. So we know that that's the background color there. And if we look across, we can see that yellow-orange is the complementary color there. So this talks about colors that blend, triadic colors, contrasting colors, and key colors. And so this is a quilter's color wheel, and this is put together by Fashionetics in New York. And so it talks about colors that blend and how to utilize this as a tool. I like this. It's okay, but I think I prefer this type of a color wheel over that one. And I also really prefer this type of color tool because of the variety that it has. It has your tints, it has your shades, your tones, and your pure colors. So you can match up a lot better with this, I think. So that gives you a little bit of an idea. One of the things I wanted to show you, also I like this pocket color wheel is really wonderful. This is more for an artist because they show by adding different colors what color you would end up with. But this side works really well for a quilter, and it is pocket size, so it'll fit in your purse or your tote when you're quilting, and it gives you the different combinations of color schemes. So that's a good tool as well. Here's some other fabrics. I just wanted to show you along the bottoms here. On the Selvage, you will see the little dots of color. This is the K facet fabric, and you can see the dots are clear on the bottom there. So you can always match up any of those colors, any fabrics to that, and as long as they match those, they'll generally work into a quilt quite nicely. This is the same here. This is a Moda Victoria and Albert Museum reproduction, and I've had this one for a while, so I don't think that you'd be able to find it necessarily. And if you want, you can go to your library, and these are some books I really love. Color Mastery, 10 Principles for Creating Stunning Quilts is a wonderful book. It's by Maria Pagler. Color Essentials, Crisp and Vibrant Quilts. This is by Amanda Murphy. This is a fun book, great for somebody who's just beginning, and she does have the Kona color swatches in there, so she talks about those and how they're kind of pre-put together for you so you can achieve the results you want. And this is Joan Wolfram Color Play, and she has easy steps to quilts. And one of the things I really loved about this book was her utilization of photographs. If you look at Mother Nature, or you take a photograph of something that you really love and you pull the colors out of that, you will find that they will generally work. So she talks in depth about that in her book and gives you lots of examples of different quilts and ways to utilize color. So that's a lot of fun. These are all books you can, I'm sure, get at your library. You don't necessarily have to buy them, but if you want to have them in your personal library, I highly recommend them. Okay, so get yourself a little booklet, a composition book, or a little binder with some paper in it. I am going to give you a printout. You'll be able to download this color chart, and you can work from this if you want while you're working on getting yourself a little color wheel or tool that will work for you. But it'll give you a jumping off point to play. In the composition book, you can put your color wheel in the front, and then each week as we go along, I'm going to give you a little assignment, and we'll have some quilt blocks that you can either color in with colored pencil, or you can use snippets of your own fabric, scraps, to place them so that you can see the different color schemes as we go along. And the first thing I'd like you to do is I want you to look in your stash and pick out the color you have the most of. And I know already I have probably teal and orange are my big colors that I gravitate towards. So find a color that you have a lot of, and I want you to put a little snippet of it in your journal, and I want you to write underneath what that color does for you. Why do you love that color? Why do you gravitate towards that color? When you see that color, what does it mean to you? What does it evoke in you? What feelings does it give you? And maybe you have 1 or 2 pages of different types of fabrics that you have an abundance of in your stash. So that's your assignment for this week. And then we'll get together again and we'll talk a little bit about what that feeling means, what that means, and how we can take it to the next level and start utilizing some of our favorite fabrics. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you, and we'll talk again soon.